Tonight at 10 on DC News Now, protests in DC after a violence interrupter is shot and killed by a police officer. The calls tonight for transparency and justice. Plus, remembering an officer who died in the line of duty.
He loved his community. It's the same community he grew up in.
It's a testament of his life. Wayne has been a community person.
The vigil for investigator Wayne David.
Dragging a very quiet weather pattern, lots of sunshine and comfortable temperatures forecast. It's in a moment.
I'm excited about the new school year, but a little bit sad summer's over.
And celebrating Labor Day with a splash, how people are soaking up the last bits of summer with families all around the DMV.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Annalisa Gale. Chris Flanagan and Susan Tran have the night off. Well, new tonight, a family and friends of a DC man are demanding answers after he was shot and killed by police early Sunday morning. This all happening in the 2500 block of Marion Barry Avenue in Southeast Washington. Our Marielle Carbone is live outside the 7th District Police Headquarters now tonight, where protesters have been shutting down the street there. Marielle, what is it like there now?
Well, throughout the night, Annalisa, it's definitely been emotional, tense at some moments. Right now, though, I want to kind of give you a look into the people gathered out here. They'd been holding out signs, chanting out here for a while, but now it's kind of this moment of just people coming together. They're playing music. Seems more like a memorial than anything else, but they have been out here really demanding accountability. They want to see the body camera footage from Sunday morning's shooting, and again, they want to hear more from police. The person shot, we know, is 26-year-old Justin Robinson. Police say that they were responding to a car that hit a building, causing some minor damage early Sunday morning. Now, when police arrived, they say the driver, which we now know was Robinson, was unresponsive and had a firearm inside the car. Police say Robinson began moving and was then given some verbal commands to drop his weapon, but police claim that Robinson instead reached for an officer's service weapon, and that is when two officers fired shots at him, killing him. And now we know Robinson worked as a violence interrupter in the city, specifically with Cure the Streets. That helps stop gun violence and reduce violence in our community. Family and friends saying this should have just never happened. Police never should have fired those shots.
It's devastating every time we lose another young brother, no matter if it's to the streets, no matter if it's to the law enforcement. It's devastating every time. But when it's somebody that's really touching every part of DC, it hurt.
Yeah, you can hear that emotion in their neighbors, friends, community members. They tell us just how big of a difference they say Robinson made in the community because of that work, that he was able to go into all different communities and work with young men and interrupt violence, as we mentioned there. Now, people have been telling us out here that they heard from family and friends that 17 shots were fired by police. That's something that they've been yelling about out here. We have not been able to confirm that number with police. They are just telling us that is something that will come out when that body camera footage comes out. Police have 5 days to release the body camera footage, but we know in the past they have released that earlier. So that is what people out here want to see. At this point, police are still investigating, and there is an internal investigation going on inside the police department. We're now live out here in Southeast, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you. Well, among the people at that protest, D.C. Councilmember Trayon White. He was arrested on bribery charges last month. We asked him about those charges tonight.
Anything to say about all the
no comment.
Do you intend to keep running to stay in the election?
We want to see the body camera footage for Justin Robinson.
Do you intend to stay in the election, or do you plan to step down with what's going on? Anything to anybody else that has these questions about your role in the community?
We need to have the camera right here. We want to focus the camera on these people that's right here. They give a message, man.
Now, White is accused of accepting $156,000 in cash payments for using his position to pressure government employees to extend several D.C. contracts. Also in the district, friends, neighbors, and fellow officers are remembering fallen D.C. Police Inspector Wayne David. Tonight, dozens gathering at his home in Northeast Washington. David died while trying to recover a gun last week. D.C. News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live with the latest on tonight's vigil. Daniel, what are you learning there?
Well, Annalisa, it was a somber night here. His fiance, his kids, all choked up while trying to speak during this vigil in this parking lot with dozens of people singing, saying prayers, and of course, just steps away from this new memorial right here, right steps from where he lived for more than 20 years. Now, tonight they released balloons. They talked about him, really talked about him as a person, not just as a police officer, but a human being who helped out everyone in the community, his neighbors, his elderly neighbors especially. He went to church every Sunday morning. They say he was just a kind individual who, of course, was a member of that violent crime suppression unit, getting more than 1,000 guns off the street in his career. Here's how his fiance wants him to be remembered.
He's a good person. He loved his community. This is the same community he grew up in. And this right here, I know he's smiling. He's smiling.
You saw how many members talked about his commitment to just people, his service to people, his service to community. And I tell you, those are very few and far and in between, and we're certainly going to miss his presence.
And so as people are continuing to remember him, the local ANC commissioner here wants is making a push to rename part of Bryant Street Northeast right here behind me to honor Wayne David. He's making that push, hopefully getting council members to make that change, to permanently remember him and the way he impacted this community and this neighborhood right where he grew up. We're live in Northeast. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Daniel, thank you. Meantime, today, flags in Virginia ordered to be flown at half-staff. This in honor of an Israeli-American raised in Virginia killed by Hamas. 23-year-old Hirsch Goldberg Poland was one of 6 hostages found dead in a tunnel beneath Rafah in Gaza. He grew up in Richmond before moving to Israel with his family. We'll have more on this developing story tonight at 10:30. And tomorrow, a congregation will be holding a vigil for the 6 hostages killed in Gaza. That starts at 8 p.m. at the temple on Quebec Street in Northwest Washington. Also developing now in Alexandria, an apartment fire forced people to jump from their balconies to escape flames. It happened just after 3:15 today on the corner of North Armstead Street and Quantrell Avenue. 10 units were burned and firefighters rescued several people from that fire.
We saw like the smoke getting bigger and the windows were like breaking, and we called 911, and then that's when they came, and that's when everybody started getting out of the building. It came like from the top buildings, but we didn't know exactly where it came from.
No serious injuries were reported there. All right, let's get a check on our forecast after this long holiday weekend. Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb, lots of people got outside today, which was nice.
Yeah, I was like, thank goodness for the lower humidity and finally some breathable air that we could have across the region. Beautiful night right now. There is a little bit of a breeze coming out of the north and west, and it's really due to that front that's still crossing areas of Delaware and parts of the Carolinas, and so that's allowing the breeze to kick up. It's 71 right now under clear skies. And folks, this theme of a lot of sunshine that you saw today, that repeats for tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. Really Friday, we start to deal with increasing clouds. So 71 right now, and then our surrounding counties, everybody's into the 60s. So it is a little bit cooler with dew points. They're down as well. And so if you are going to take an extended holiday, good for you, right? Or if you're heading back to work tomorrow, mainly sunny skies. Wednesday, we continue that sunshine, but each day we do get a little bit warmer. Have more on this forecast. Annalisa coming up.
All right, Janessa, thank you. Well, in Maryland, temporary water restrictions are coming to southern Prince George's County. They start Wednesday at 8 p.m. and impact people in Clinton, Rosaryville, Marlton, Brandywine, Accokeek, and portions of Fort Washington. Now, people will be asked to limit water usage there. That means shorter showers. Don't leave those faucets running, limit flushing those toilets, and only run full washing machines and dishwashers. Now, the county is also asking that you do not wash your car, do not water your lawns, and do not top off those swimming pools. These restrictions are expected to be lifted Friday or Saturday. It's all so crews can replace part of a major water main break, or water main rather, under those down one of the roads there. All right, well, today was the last day for many pools and water parks across the DMV, which also means it's the unofficial end of summer. DC News Now's Max Marcilla spoke to people out and about soaking up what's left.
Here at Great Waves Water Park, home of endless summer fun, the fun didn't end, but summer, it kind of did. Today was the last day for families to come here and enjoy the wave pool and the water slides, and boy, did they make the most of their last day. It's a race against each other as much as it's a race against the clock.
A little less than 1 hour to go.
Can these kids soak up every last drop of fun before the end of the summer season?
I love the water park.
It's a resounding yes.
We feel great. We had a good time. We had a good time with the fun.
From the whole family.
It's beautiful that we at least get to come on the last day.
People from across the D.C. area came here to the Great Waves Water Park in Alexandria.
I went to that slide.
The fast slide was a hit, as was the wave pool. The waves crashing every 10 minutes until 6 o'clock when the endless summer fun turned into a school night.
We're all excited about the new school year, but a little bit sad summer's over because it reminds you that the kids are getting bigger.
It's why all day parents were trying to capture moments of their kids, freezing the time for just a moment longer. Shay Lynch made sure to soak in this moment, but is still looking ahead.
I'm ready for these kids to go back to school. Education first, guys.
It's a last grasp of summer for the families who started school at some point over the last couple of weeks. A shift of priorities, mostly welcomed by the parents.
They need the education, so that's more important.
And not quite by the kids. Are you ready for summer to end?
No. I need more time to play with my dog. At home, and I need more sleep.
Well, here's a last bit of summer good news for Layla's parents. With all that happened here today, she and all these kids will certainly sleep well tonight. In Alexandria, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
All right, Max, all the best to them. Meantime, 2 DC pools are staying open past Labor Day to make sure you have a place to cool off there. Hearst Pool in Northwest and Oxen Run Pool in Southeast will be open until September 22nd.
Actually, you know, after Labor Day we closed, but people still enjoy coming to the pools, still enjoy being outside, so we wanted to extend that.
As it's been a great pool season. Most of those pools in the district have been at capacity all summer long.